Where will OBJ sign? This is one of the most fascinating stories in the NFL world because OBJ last year, I felt like, would have won Super Bowl MVP had he had not torn his ACL on turf that apparently had some issues in that Super Bowl for the Rams versus Bengals. OBJ this week had his teams listed, the teams that he would probably be most interested in going to. And it seems like his list has been narrowed down to the Dallas Cowboys. That one's probably my favorite, if I had to say so myself. The Buffalo Bills, which feels kind of weird because I already have Gabriel Davis breaking out. His former team in the Los Angeles Rams. And last but not least, the Green Bay Packers, which are in desperate need of wide receiver help. Out of those four teams, and maybe the New York Football Giants, if he wants to go back there, where do you see OBJ ending up?
Well, I think you're missing a team because if I'm not mistaken, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been on there too. Um, I'm being serious. I mean, the reports are that he wants to play in a warm weather state, and he wants to play for a team that's got a chance of winning. So for me, I don't the two for me that I look at are Dallas and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay because of obviously Tom Brady. Odell has spoke highly about Tom and how always wanted to play with Tom. And Dallas because I mean it's just I think it's a match made in heaven for Odell and playing for the quote unquote America's team with that star on his helmet. So I think those are the top two. I don't think Buffalo is in there. Kansas City now, Green Bay obviously not. The Rams, if they were winning, I think that I've always said that I thought he was going to go back to LA, but they're obviously not winning, and so he's not. I don't think he's going to think about them. So I think it's going to be Tampa Bay or Dallas. It's going to come down to, in my opinion.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Best Amp. When it comes to sports betting, guys, all of us want to make the most money, want to get the best bang for our buck. And with the Best Amp app, what they'll provide you with is the best odds across the sports betting market. All you have to do is download their completely free app and sign up for any of the variety of sports books out there so that you can give yourself an edge in the game. Be sure to bet like a pro with the Best Amp app. Not only is it free, but it provides so many other perks. Custom betting trackers. If you want to sell any picks, and there's no commission, royalty free. You get the entire cut. Thank you to Best Amp for supporting our show. And as always, let's get back to it.
So for me, as you guys know, I've said I wanted him going to Jacksonville. Obviously, that's not on his list, but I'm going to pick a team that's still not on the list because him going to Dallas just doesn't sit well with me. He's a former Giant. It's just not going to look good to me. If it's not him going back to the Giants or him going to maybe Tampa Bay to play with Tom, because that's always been alluded to. You always wanted to play with Tom Brady or Bill Belichick. I mean, Bill Belichick's not in the picture there anymore, but still, Brady. I want to see him in San Francisco. He wants to play in a warm weather place. Let the stars completely align. They already got CMC. You have Brandon Ayuk. You have Debo Samuel. You throw Odell in the mix. What can't that team do?
You know, J. Ray, my vantage point here is whatever team OBJ signs with, he is turning 30, or he might have just turned 30 a week ago. This is his last chance to fully cash out in the NFL. And when I look at the 49ers, they had Brandon Ayuk, who soon is going to be up for a contract extension, but Debo Samuel, he just got paid. And you have Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, and so many guys in this offense. Sooner rather than later, you're going to have to make a decision on Trey Lance. I feel like San Francisco would be a lot of fun, given that receiver trio, but I just feel like you wouldn't get paid there, the contract or the extension he's looking for. And it's for that very reason, I think he should go to Dallas. I think they're going to cut ties with Ezekiel Elliott this offseason. They're going to focus on Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb. And given the Packers are a dumpster fire, you don't know Aaron Rodgers' status with the team long term. I would sign with the Cowboys. Great vibes, great defense. I think Jerry Jones would love OBJ the same way he loves Zeke. And the combination of CD, OBJ, Tony Pollard has been amazing this year, and Dalton Schultz, a tight end, would be really balanced and, quite frankly, enough for the Cowboys to go on a playoff run.
Yeah,
So
no,
I don't know. I love the 49ers look. I
I
feel like if he's looking to win a Super Bowl, you're going.
yeah, I also think though that he's also looking at, and he won't say this publicly, obviously, really good quarterback play. And Jimmy Garoppolo's not Dak Prescott and he's not Tom Brady. That's why I look at those two teams. So while the warm weather checks out, good team checks out, Super Bowl aspiration checks out, I think that he's obviously, I mean, he's going to get lost in that mix with CMC, George Kittle, John didn't even mention, Debo, and Brandon Ayuk. It's just, I think he's going to get lost. With Tampa, at least they need a guy who can get big separation. They need a guy who can get explosive. Dallas, they need a guy to take a little bit more pressure off of CD Lamb. They need that guy. They don't need Odell. And I think Odell wants to be somewhere where he's needed, wanted, and can have good quarterback play so he can get the numbers to get that contract extension from either another team or the team he's playing for.
No need to attack Jimmy G's QB play
There's
because
always
listen,
need. There's always need.
Debo had a career year last year with that quarterback play, and Brandon Ayuk is having his best season as well with that quarterback play. George Kittle has been fine with that quarterback play as well. So if you throw him in there, yes, I get it. There's plenty of mouths to feed in that offense, but okay, if you want to say selfishly he wants to go to one of those teams to stack up numbers, okay, then yeah, I understand. That's not going to happen in San Francisco. But if you want to put yourself in the best position to win a football game, wow, yeah, maybe he gets 5 receptions for 50, 60 yards and a touchdown. People will see your worth. If he wants to go play in the most important games, San Francisco's going to be there at the end. Go play there. Go win a Super Bowl.
I'm gonna stamp my approval. I said Dallas and Tampa Bay, but I think it's gonna be Tampa Bay. I just got a sneaky feeling because I don't think Julio has really panned out for Tom, and he was the one that went out and recruited Julio. I would not be surprised if he's doing the same with Odell, sliding in the DMs and messaging OBJ like, "Yo, come on, come to Tampa, we can do this." So I'm gonna say Tampa Bay. He's going to Tampa.
I mean, Kyle Trask may be his quarterback next year. I think he wants to go to a place where there's sustainability,
Well,
and the Packers and the Buccaneers don't provide that.
yeah, but
Whereas the Cowboys,
we're not
they
talking about
have.
next year. We're talking about the rest of the season right now. That's what we're
But
talking about.
generally speaking, we're trying to get at OBJ's mind. What has the quarterback, the warm weather, the no state the weather, no state income tax,
Florida
and
got
most
that
of all,
too.
yeah. But
Florida
here's the
got everything
difference.
that you just said.
Here's the difference, though. You're going to have Dak Prescott, and I feel like for him in Dallas, he's going to get paid a lot, and he will be the deciding factor, making them a true contender because we feel like they are a piece away after trading away Amari Cooper. And you talk about the Amari Cooper trade. If they had just waited 2 or 3 days to move him, they would have gotten so much more after free agency started. And you see Christian Kirk and all these other random receivers getting a ton of money. And I feel like for them, they really can use another high-end receiver to make Michael Gallup the number 3. They'll have James Washington ideally come back sooner rather than later. That I have to check. And I feel like for that offense, OBJ takes them over the top.
I'm still riding with my pick.
Unbelievable.